guest today, also known as Dad Blog UK, is a stay-at-home dad whose fatherhood, parenthood and lifestyle blog has taken the UK by storm, recently winning him the #1 Daddy Blogger UK title. He's an advocate for equal parenting rights and for flexible work arrangements. All the way from London, please welcome John Adams. Hi John, I'm so excited to have you on board today. Welcome to the show.
I'm delighted to be here. I've got a big soft spot for Australia, and I've admired your work on social media for quite a while. So yeah, great to be here.
Likewise, John, I followed you for quite a while, and in your story you said that back in 2011, everything shifted, the traditional gender roles reversed in your family, and it's brought you here. Can you tell us a bit about your journey?
Our eldest daughter, Helen, she was born in 2009. And to begin with, both my wife and I were working full-time, so she was in childcare 5 days a week. We missed a couple of the sort of more significant moments, like first steps, which took place in childcare. And I wasn't hugely happy with this. I wasn't really enjoying my job at the time, whereas my wife's career was really taking off. And so I just made the suggestion to her that, look, I'll concentrate on family and home, you still have your career. And that's what we did, and we've not really looked back. I started blogging about my experiences, and to my great surprise, people actually started reading what I was producing. But it's great fun, I'm able to use my old work skills and balance what I do around family life. We've got a second daughter now, both my children are at school, so life has gone on, and this is a way for me to actually carry on working while being able to put the family first.
Well, I think that's a really great message for everyone, and I love what you do and seeing how much you advocate for equal parenting. Look, you write a lot about the casual sexism that you faced at the start when you did make this decision to become a stay-at-home dad. What do you think society's expectations are for dads in parenting, and how have you managed to quash all those theories?
The way I put it, and I certainly think it's a similar story down under, is that when men became a father, say 10, 15 years ago, the question was, is he a hands-on dad? The question that you tend to hear asked of men now is, how hands-on is he? We have actually progressed. There's a lot more to be done, but yes, there is unfortunately still a lot of casual sexism out there, especially with regards to men looking after younger children. I'm not saying women mothers are generally speaking anti-men or anti-dad, but you do get these very tightly knit and formed social groups that mums kind of form from before a child is born, when they're going to sort of the prenatal classes, and women are encouraged to socialise and form these groups. And then if you are a man who then, be it through divorce, widowhood or choice, becomes the main carer for the kids, and you've got to make your way into those social networks, it is really challenging. It is very tough. When mums socialise together, their children socialise together. If you are not part of those groups, your children don't socialise with other kids. And I know that my kids, certainly in the early years before they started school, I think they missed out on quite a few social opportunities.
That's really interesting. I guess I've never really thought of it from that point of view. Being part of a mother's group myself at the moment, I can see what you mean. I mean, even the fact that we call it a mother's group is quite not very inclusive, is it? So that's really interesting, and interesting how you've navigated that. Do you have any advice for dads who are probably more at the start of your journey, who want to be more hands-on and stay-at-home dads, but are struggling with those society norms and with internal battles with that?
It's always quite a tricky one to answer that, because obviously people have their own relationships and their own issues, but there are some general themes that I would give, which is that do not ever tolerate being told that looking after children is women's work. It isn't. There's a charity called Promundo that produces a report called State of the World's Fathers Report every 2 years. In 2015, it concluded its report by saying that men and women are as genetically hardwired to be caregivers as each other, and I think we need to keep that in mind. It's just that men don't have the opportunity very often to prove their caregiving abilities. And when they're given the ability to prove what they can do, they do it, and they do it very well. So yeah, childcare is not women's work. I think also you need to be clear, very practically speaking, you need to be clear with your employer. Whatever paternity leave you are entitled to, take it, because you mustn't think you're doing anyone a favour. This is something you are legally entitled to. And I think a lot of people, especially men, make a mistake of thinking that their employer or the government is doing them a favour. They're not. The law exists for a reason. Also, you are going to have good days and bad days. Learn from your mistakes, and you will make mistakes. Just roll with it. A lot of people get very stressed when their parents make mistakes, and mistakes are made. About giving, when my kids were forming the faith, giving them too much formula or something like that. Everybody does that type of thing. So you're going to do them, and just bounce back if you possibly can. Never ever be afraid to ask for advice as well. Midwives and health visitors, I've never had too much of a problem with. And I've actually always found that they've been very accepting of me as a father and have answered any questions that I've had, and treated me as an equal. So always ask your help, especially your health visitors and midwives for any advice that you like.
Well, that's some great advice. Thank you. I really like the way that you framed that dads, it's more about the fact that they don't have the opportunity to have that caregiving role. I think we all really need to shift the way we think about the parenting roles, and you've given us a lot to think about. So thank you so much for sharing that. And thanks for joining us on the show today.
No, it's been a pleasure. I hope, well, thanks for having me on. And if anybody wants to read what I'm doing, I'm at dadbloguk.com.
Amazing. Thanks so much, John.
My pleasure.